consent, right? Same-sex peers are very important. Friendship, okay. Divorce, family violence, other home problem can interfere with their problem, right? With their tasks. There is a question said, if mom and dad divorce, how we should help the teenager? We want to continue encourage the teenager, continue school, successful, hopefully don't get bothered by whatever problem happen. I know it's not easy, right? But we still want to encourage them to focus with their school.
This.
Yeah, sometimes at this time also pregnancy, teenager can happen, right? Pregnancy can happen. Elizabeth, we can hear you.
Oh, sorry. Oh my goodness. Stop going. Oh my god.
All right. So close relationship with their friend at this age.
Why you do this to me? Go away.
All right, you better behave, okay? Or we have to move you. All right, and then concern that their school aides will join a gang because of peer pressure. Okay. Remember, I told you be careful at this age because they can join with the gang. One day I attend this AA, anonymous alcoholic, but for children. What do you call that for children? Is there any group for children?
There.
What they call that?
There.
Al-Atin. Al-Atin. For the adult, we call that AA for adult. And then for their family, we call that Al-Anon. This is for the one that alcoholic. But this is Al-Atin for teenager. So every time when they stand up and they introduce themselves, they have to say, this is my name and I already sober for how many years, right? So there is one time I have to observe, right? For BSN, MSN, you need to go, your clinical side is like watching this, observe what they do in Al-Atin, right? And then this child, maybe 11 or 12 years old, stand up and say, this is my name and I already sober for 3 years. Ooh, 3 years, that means you're alcoholic from 9 years old, right? And then she told everybody, oh, the reason how he now addicted to alcohol or something because mom and dad always party. So mom and dad always party and busy, mom and dad dancing and drunk, and here the children, they also try the drink, right? They have all the drink access, and then after that, then they will, right? After that, they also will try something else, right? Usually with the, it opened the way for them to try other drug from that alcohol. Careful, this is the time when they easily can have problem. Okay, latchkey children. Why latchkey children at high risk for injury? Nobody really watching them. Okay, and then this is Freud. And many of you, you're not even there. See, you just wake up. There you go. Okay, and you want Miss Ina continue smile and laughing while everybody like that? No. Sigmund Freud. Okay, I will show you again that paper. Sigmund Freud is the one that say it, ego, superego. It, ego, superego, right? Sigmund Freud. And Sigmund Freud, for this teenager, he said this is the states latency or turbulence, right? Turbulence. This is when hormonal problem here, turbulence time. Sex education is lifelong. What they teach you in sex education in school? Do you remember? What they discuss about? Temok.
In the bees.
I don't even think they discuss that anymore.
Not anymore. No, they still have the sex education.
I'm from the year del caldo.
Yeah, anatomy.
Anatomy. Did they still ask permission, a signature
Yeah,
from parent?
Yeah, they would send home that slip to see if they wanted.
Yeah.
Did they really teach thoroughly many things? Something that important, useful?
Yeah, they did. They taught you how the body was going to change and everything.
Because usually we better just open it and teach them rather than they explore yourself, right? Usually at teenager time and at that adolescent time, if you say no, the more you want to find it, right?
Yeah.
And at this time, the attention span only 45 minutes. How long is your attention span? Some of you only few minutes already EBRB.
Mine is like 10 seconds.
10 seconds? Wow. Okay. Sometimes yours is less than this.
You ain't
And then-
right, Christina. You still going in on us. I thought you was
I
good.
know, huh? I know, right? I have to just forget them. Don't think about them, right? Just look at you who really want to pay attention. Truthful, factual, age appropriate. Praise and occasional reward, right? For this age, and then peer attitude can influence learning. So make sure that they have good friend, because they will affected by their peer. If you always have all friends that usually love to study, then you usually also love to study. But if you love to play with friends that always party, then yeah, party together, right? So choose. TV, computer now, especially now, right? We use a lot for education, especially because of Zoom. But then they don't really connect to other people. Discipline your child. ADHD are likely to misbehave unintentionally. Sometimes we judge our child and we label them ADHD too early. So you cannot base on only one teacher. The teacher said this child ADHD. Wait a minute. Let's maybe put in other class, other teacher. Is that still ADHD? Okay, because sometimes maybe the child too smart, and then whatever you say they already understand, right? So they just show the ceiling and they're just fidgeting and play somewhere else because they are so smart. They already know everything. All right, and then combine reward and punishment, and sometimes corporal punishment. But again, be careful with, they call 911. Isn't that there is child that call policeman and then, what do you need? Can you tell me about math, please? My mom said if I have in trouble, then I call you. And then they call the police. Teach me math problem, drip factor, and D over H times Q. Right? And what about this? State personal feeling regarding corporal punishment as disciplinary method. I think we discussed about that, right? And is that the same as child abuse? What do you think about that? Is that the same with child abuse? Turin Daniels, where are you? I don't see you. What do you think about this? Corporal punishment, is that a abuse?
It is to a certain extent. Like, I mean, when my kid gets in trouble, he goes to the corner. But I mean, if you're into spanking your kid to show more of like a superior way of teaching, then, you know, I mean, it just depends on the race too, the culture.
Okay. Some of you earlier mentioned that when you're young, your parent hit you. Is that like make you hurt, like not happy when you grow up, and then maybe you think, now I'm strong and I will revenge? Is there anything like that?
Yeah.
Sometimes
it didn't do that
it
to
happened
me,
to me.
but it did make me do that to my two oldest kids, where I spanked them, and that's how I would punish them. As to me, I don't do that to my third child though, because I wanted to break the chain. I talk more to my third child, but yeah, it's kind of like a chain that you have to kind of break, because that's how they used to do it back in the day, you know. It
And
wasn't
also-
abuse. I mean, they wouldn't slap me in the face or anything, but it was kind of like I would get hit with the belt once in a while.
maybe sometimes some parent they hit for good reason, but maybe there is also other a parent that just hit without not appropriate, maybe too much also. That's why it causes PTSD.
Yeah, that's abuse right there for no reason. Yeah.
And
Yeah, if
sometimes our parents were abused. Like my mother's mother was abusive. and she told me like, and because like my grandmother wanted to take us from her, and my mother would tell us the story. She was like, "Oh no, the way you treated me, I'll never." And so that's when my mother got her own place to put us in, because I'm second to the oldest, so she wanted me and my oldest brother. And by time and that made my mom get out the house and basically get her own place. By time I got really one or two, she had got her own place. So kind of propelled her to get out. But my mother's mother was abusive, but she didn't break the cycle, because we got the brakes beat off of us. But she did the best she could, because that was what she seen. By the time she had grandkids, which was, it was different now. You see what I'm saying? So that's just how it is. Sometimes they doing the best they can, because they was hurt people. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So until you, while like the young lady said, break the cycle, that's what it is. So you have to move on and forgive people.
There you go. Very wise.
Yeah, because it's not their fault, Messina, too. They, like he said, if they grow up, it's all they know. So I never blame my parents for anything like that. It's just, I just decided to kind of break the cycle with my third child. You know what I mean?
Yep. That's the same thing also why when the family divorce, right? Many times divorce is so difficult for you, and then you promise to yourself, when I'm married to somebody, I will not divorce, because I know it's so hard. I don't want this happen to my child. But why that happen again? That's the same like abuse, right? Somebody abuse you and you know the pain, but then you do it again. You abuse your own child. Any comment about divorce thing? Nobody want to say something about that?
Well, I think like divorcing is a remedy sometimes.